welcome to the Instagram stories for Thursday, June 15th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. We're going to do Mosseri Monday on Thursday. That's just how it goes sometimes. There's some good questions to get into. The first one, please enable broadcast channel. That's not really a question. What the person is saying is that they live in a country where broadcast channels are not available. I have a broadcast channel. I used it a little bit in the beginning and I sort of lost interest in it. I don't think it's that huge of a deal. I like the concept, but I don't use it very often. Here's the answer about when broadcast channels will be coming to other places.
Working on it. Nothing to announce today, but we are trying to get broadcast channels out to the world soon. They're doing quite well, particularly for creators, as a way to reach your most passionate fans in a much more sort of conversational and informal way. So I'm excited about getting it everywhere else. I like using mine. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it best. Give it a follow if you're interested, or subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see.
Okay, let's get into the next question. I like this one a lot. What was the rationale behind selling blue ticks? This is referring to the ability to buy verification on Instagram. It also includes support, in case you didn't know. In this answer, he shares some interesting insight about how Instagram verification is performing overall based on purchases.
The idea is to create a package that's worth paying for that not only helps you with impersonation and identity verification and will proactively look for impersonation on your behalf, but also better customer service and a series of other perks as well. And then to rely on other signals for how culturally relevant a creator is or any account is separately. So it's a mix. I understand that it's polarizing, but actually it's been, after the initial shock, relatively well received and it's been growing nicely.
Although I give Instagram credit for doing this, overall I do not like the model where you have to pay for support. Can you imagine if other businesses started doing that? Every time you had a question about your credit card, you had to pay a certain dollar amount per month to get access to a customer service representative. Or every time you wanted to change a flight or book a flight by talking to a human, you had to pay a monthly amount as a service fee. I do not like that concept at all. Next question, and this is for the non-English speakers. Are you planning to release automatic subtitles for languages other than English? I've actually never thought about this because I only speak English, but here's his answer.
Eventually, yes. Now, these types of models are very language specific, so we actually have to build new models for different languages, which just takes time. It's not a top priority right now, but it is something I would love to be able to expand, particularly to some of our biggest languages out there. So hopefully, over the second half of the year and the next year, we'll start to be able to figure that out. But we have to prioritize this against other things that we're doing in the ranking space, like getting creators more reach, getting better at breaking small creators out, getting better at using AI and machine learning to identify problematic content and address safety issues. So all of these trade off against each other.
That's the problem when you're building out a product. You have so many new features competing for time and attention, and you only have limited resources. So you have to decide which are the key ones that you want to focus on and in what order. The next question, I'm not exactly sure what it's referring to. Why have you removed the recent tab from Instagram? I'm not sure what the recent tab is. You can search, of course, and you can see your search history. Maybe there's something else I'm missing.
I'm not sure what you're referring to as the recent tab, but you can tap on the top left when you're in feed and go to what's called your following feed, which will just be a chronological feed of posts only from accounts that you follow, no recommendations. So check it out if that's what you're looking for.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what to do if you are not getting the reach that you think you should, and a bunch of other things. So stick around.
This episode is brought to you by Michigan Economic Development Corporation. In Michigan, you can have both a rewarding career and a quality lifestyle, with plentiful career opportunities in world-changing, innovating industries, from electric vehicles to clean energy to biotech, with room for advancement no matter where you are in your career. Plus, Michigan offers a welcoming, beautiful, affordable, and inclusive community for all. Live your best life. You can in Michigan. Visit themichiganlife.org.
And we're back. Next question. I think I'm shadow banned. Can't find a way to check if it's true, or can't find Insta support. Help. Here's his answer.
If you're not getting as much reach as you think you're supposed to be getting, you can go to account status, and there you can see if there are any problems. You can see if your account is no longer eligible to be recommended, which would affect your reach, and you can see why, and you can actually address that or appeal right there. You can also see if you've got any strikes or content coming down for violating our standards, which can also indirectly affect your reach. If you don't see anything there, though, there's probably nothing going on. It's probably just you're having trouble competing with the other people that are posting right now, or your followers' interests might have changed, or maybe what you post has changed. But if there is an issue, you should be able to see it in account status.
Okay, next question. And now I'm starting to connect these questions. The question is, can you please return the recent tab on hashtags? I wasn't aware that that went missing. Here's his answer.
That was about the recent tab on hashtag pages. One of the things that we've found that's difficult about hashtag pages is they can be a vector for problematic content and content that violates our safety guidelines or doesn't quite violate but gets close to it. By moving away from recency, we can use ranking to filter out content that might be problematic. I know people are worried about the distribution going down, but the truth is hashtags are not a major driver of distribution, at least those pages themselves. Much more important things are feed, explore, the Reels tab, but they can be a vector for abuse. And so we are trying to make the experience safer. I understand that it feels like something that some people don't want, but it's a thing that we have to balance. We have to balance these equities all the time. It's all about trade-offs.
Did you catch what he just said? Hashtags are not a major driver of distribution. I'm not shocked. I can't tell you the last time I searched for something using a hashtag. Like if I wanted to find pizza near me, I would type pizza near me into Google. I wouldn't search pizza New Jersey to find the closest pizza place. That seems ridiculous in this day and age. So I understand where he's going with that. And the last question we're going to do today, why is my follower count going down? That can be an extremely frustrating experience, especially if you're working very hard on your content. Here's his answer.
The most likely reason is people are deciding to actually unfollow you. We do sometimes find fake accounts and bots and we remove them, which can reduce people's follower accounts. But usually when this is happening, it's because people have actually decided to stop following you. And it's actually a very common behavior. People curate their graphs, particularly young people, very actively follow and unfollow people all the time. So it's not something to be overly concerned about, particularly if it's not every day. But it is definitely something to keep an eye on as a signal of how interested in your content your followers are finding you right now.
As someone who does curate who he follows very closely, I definitely understand where he's going with that. I often look at people's pages, and if they haven't posted content in 6 months or a year, I think they're not going to post any more new content, and I unfollow them. That's just how I work, but everyone has different ideas about it, of course. If you're being unfollowed, though, and you haven't posted content in a very long time, that could be the reason. That is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more tech or social media news or strategy or something else that I think is important that you need to know about.
Instagram news got you covered, sometimes even TikTok. Relevant platforms in the metaverse ahead of the wave, without a break or a pit stop. Still waiting for Zuckerberg to give me the big job. Pause. Use trademarks and logos with Insta's permission, of course. If you like the show and you gain some good info, maybe leave a review. It's the type of applause. Just drop me a message if you want to collab. If you got some good content or you want to run ads, at Daniel Hill Media is where I am. TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.